Hey guys, I'm back here again with another Bitcoin update. So just from last time, you guys can watch my last video, but we're basically using the 73K high down to the 56K low and then back to the 71K on this shift using this pitchfork. And then we're also using from the 48K low up to 65 and back down to 52. So these are the kind of two pitchforks we're looking at to see and try to understand the way this market is moving. So I did say in my last video that if we were going to stay over 62 and a half, we would go pump up and that we would need to break 65.5 to go up towards 68K. So now I do want to adjust it a little bit. So I did say, I think I mentioned 68.3 last time, but uh, just in terms of a little bit more accuracy, I would be looking at 68.4 as kind of the main area of denial. So now a couple things I do want to mention here is as long as we keep closing above 65.5, this is overall really healthy for the market. And we can make that push up to 68K, like I said so. But I do expect a correction here, right? And I did say if we push through here, especially with volume, like 70K, of course, but I mean, that is where I'll be like, okay, we're in all-time high territory. So expect a deny here around 68.4. As you can see, we're in this long running downtrend. So to break 68.4, this would be huge. This would break this downtrend that's been going on since March of this year. That is a long time. So looking at the stochastic on the 3 hour, we can see it's falling, right? Um, we did do that double top from around 65.5, and I did call this in my Discord. I will link that below in the description. We did this double top. This is kind of a bullish extension over here, and now we're kind of seeing the stochastic fall a little bit. Looking at the RSI over here, again, we're still in this uptrend, right? And we are ranging above 50 RSI. I mean, like, this is kind of a bullish thing, even if RSI falls, but if it stays above around, I'd say like 56 or 50 RSI in general, that's fine. I mean, that's honestly a really bullish thing because that means that market strength wants to stay bullish, right? So the overall sentiment is still bullish. We are, like I said, still up on this uptrend, so be prepared for like a small retracement, and as long as it does not break this trend, we should be good. So looking at the 1 hour though, we can see that the 1 hour has started to bottom out and is actually going for a double bottom. So I do think we will hit 68K for sure. But then after we hit 68K, what can we expect? So I want to just introduce some key levels here. So looking at 67.5, 66K, 65, 64.5, and yeah. So these are all these key levels that I would be looking at for the next few days. So we'd want to see price, push through 67.5, and I'm like pretty confident that it will, but this seems like a pretty big point of contention, as you can see, like going back, following this gray line. Look at how many wicks and candle closes we have, the reactions we get from this area. You can see it's not as strong as 68.4, but this is still something to keep in mind. So if we do see price push up and hit 67.5 and then, you know, we get a catalyst for a dump, I mean, that's extremely possible, and it could just be like a big wick to 68.4 and then closes below 67.5. Like, again, another possibility. And once it reaches this area and you have to decide whether or not it's going to go up or down, this is the key area I would be looking at, because as you guys can see, you don't really get too much when you go up to the higher time frames, you don't really get too much of a reaction between these points. Looking back here, see, like this just kind of goes through. So again, looking at the daily stochastic here, we are going for a triple top here. This is kind of a good indication of changing market sentiment. It means, you know, we're ranging above and keep going back oversold. This is a really good thing uh, for the bulls here. It means that, you know, we still do have more room up to go. Shows changing market sentiment. And, you know, there's just a general thing to just watch out for. If you see kind of extensions up, that's just a good thing to watch out for. Looking at daily RSI, we can see we broke this trend. Very, very good thing. But I do want you guys to be careful of a 66 RSI deny. So this level is usually a bull trap indication. So if we start denying off 66 like we did over here, like we did over here, and if we do the confluence, this is at 70K, this is at, again, 70K. You guys can see this is a pretty good indication that, yeah, something's going on. You know, maybe you want to be careful of your positions. We are also in this uptrend. I mean, this is kind of a harder uptrend to gauge, but I would just see like we're above this moving average. We should stay above this moving average, and we should push above 66 RSI and ideally reach 70 and above. That would be best case scenario. Once we do deny the 66, as long as we can bounce off of this downtrend, or if it's going to be like more of a retracement, you know, we can still see kind of a bounce like this and then a breakthrough of that 66 RSI, which has been very much a good indicator of this market so far. So let's move on to the Keltner channels. We've been pretty bullish overall. I mean, we've pumped from, you know, 52 and a half, and now we're at 66.4. That's a huge, huge, huge move up. We're going to see a retracement even from 62 and a half to 66.4. That's still a big move up, and we are bound to see a retracement. And you guys can see like this kind of aligns with all the Keltner levels right here. Middle of the Keltner 65, top of the Keltner 65.5, bottom of the Keltner 64.5. So what can we see from here? And I've told you guys before, like these Keltner channels, they do have patterns to them. Over here, look, we hit the top, bottom, top again, bottom again, and we broke out. And now once more, we could see a retracement to the bottom with before one more push up top. I mean, it's happened over here too. Look, we had this massive impulsive move, broke into the Keltner, you know, broke to the bottom, and then, you know, stayed above the bottom, and then eventually pushed out. And that's something that we can definitely see here. So if you guys, you know, we see a pullback and you see, oh my gosh, like, where should I be worried? 64.5K is that area. If it starts moving below 64.5K, I think we're definitely going to 62.5 for another, like 62.5 to 62K. This is where we would see a bounce, I would say, because this aligns with the median line, and you guys know reactions off median lines happen, and they're pretty strong reactions, especially looking at a higher time frame. And this, we're pulling this pitchfork back for months, so this would be a very, very likely scenario. So if we don't reach 68K soon, and you know the market wants to do a little retracement before that, as long as we stay above 64.5, we should be good. Looking at the daily Keltner, again, we are very, very, very bullish right here. You guys can see we bounced off the top of the Keltner and we're still pumping. This is a good thing, but it does mean that eventually, like, we are gonna pull back. Like, it can't stay out of the Keltner forever. That's just not how it works. The weekly Keltner, I mean, it doesn't really still tell us much except for that the top of the Keltner is at 68K. Um, like I said, 68.4 is a little bit more precise, and that's kind of the area that I'll be looking at it from. But, you know, just that general area, that is the top of the Keltner. And you guys can see we've got one more day until this weekend. It would not be like impossible to see a wick out of this, and then into a Sunday dump. That's markets do love dumping on Sundays. It's kind of um, almost a well-known fact at this point that markets dump on Sundays. But anyways, um, like I said, like this sort of correlation, this is kind of what you want to be looking out for, and that's how you kind of gauge how the market's going to move. So if we see this trend line up with the top of the Keltner and this top of this uptrend of this shift pitchfork, like that's a very, very, very strong point of contention. And that's why I'm saying, like, if we can break through this cleanly with volume, go above 69K, that's what I would consider like a clean break, then I think we're definitely heading towards new all-time high territories. But I do think we will see a massive reaction from the 68K region. Looking at the Ichimoku clouds, there's not really much we can see on the weekly, not really much we can see on the daily, but looking at the 3 hour, again, it lines up with that 64.5 mark. Like I said, it's always a good thing, you know, staying above this trend line for the Ichimoku cloud. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys my settings. So I use the baseline, leading span uh, B. So these are all the borders of the cloud and all the background and stuff. So you guys can copy these settings. I don't use this line. I don't use the conversion line. I don't use the lagging span. I just use the baseline. So staying above the baseline, extremely important. If we do start going below it, we do start heading towards the Ichimoku cloud, and that would be about like 63.5. Like that's probably where I'd be like, okay, yeah, like, we're definitely going down even more. So be wary. We want to stay above 64.5. Otherwise, I do think 62K is that's where we're going, and then below that, I mean, 60K or even below. We'll get into that if it happens. Looking at the daily EMAs, we did the 20 EMA did push over the 100-day EMA, so this is a pretty good bullish signal. We just got this angel cross right here, and I think we can, as long as this keeps going up and stays above the 100 EMA, this is, I mean, clearly bullish signal. On the 3 hour, we've had this angel cross. We've been pumping since then. Again, like the 20 EMA lines up, 65K, 65.5 with the 9 EMA. Like this is overall still a pretty bullish market, but I do think that we are going to see a market top, like a local top soon. So be wary of 68.4. I've added some resources into my Discord. I update it regularly with price predictions throughout the day. So please join that. And remember, guys, don't listen to the people who tell you the top is in, the bottom is in, alt season is here. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. I mean, looking at it right now, Bitcoin dominance is still above 50% or 54%, and this is not like these alts at these prices. I mean, when's the last time we saw Uniswap at $7? As long as I remember, this used to be at 12. Link used to be at 14. FDM at 70 cents. Cello used to be $1 back then. Now it's at 60 cents. And people are telling you about an alt season. Like, don't listen to anybody like that. Nobody really can tell you the exact timing it's going to happen, tell you it's happening right now. It's not happening right now. I guarantee you it's not happening right now. And if this is an alt season, I mean, this has got to be the worst alt season so far. Like, I mean, that's a terrible alt season. I've seen like better rallies. Um, Even a couple months ago, I seen a better rally, actually. So be careful. Be careful of these influencers out there. They're not here to make you money. They're here to take your money, and they make money off of you. They don't make money off of crypto. They make money off of you. Anyways, so I try to stay as transparent as possible. I know, I mean, this is kind of ironic considering I do make content around crypto, but you guys can come check out my Discord. I mean, I try to be as transparent as possible. I update it regularly with price predictions and news, crypto related news that would be affecting the markets. And I try to prioritize education over, you know, profits and stuff. Like, I don't give signals or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to tell you where to take profit, where to um, enter your trade, put your stop loss at. Like, I mean, you guys do you. That's your own personal decision. I'm just here to tell you guys what I think the market is going to do. And I just want to see if I'm accurate or not. I just genuinely enjoy doing this. Anyways, watch out for that 68.4 deny. We want to stay above 64.5. And we do want to push also, start holding above 67.5 if we want to go push at this all-time high 70k region. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit shorter, but there's really not much of an update to give. Have a good day, and please comment and like. It does help a lot in pushing these videos, and it would honestly incentivize me to make more content. Thank you.